So how much do you understand electromagnetic radiation? To be honest, I didn't really even understand this toxin until well into my own health journey. And unfortunately, what I realized too late is that I could have made extremely simple changes to reduce this toxin in my life. Instead, I actually ignored so much of the advice and the research that I had read and allowed this toxin to run rampant in my own home. The worst part of all was that all I had to do was make a few really small changes that would go a really long way in terms of placement and what electronic items I used and when. And I didn't really even understand that I wouldn't have to get rid of my electronics altogether. You know, I'm all about super practical changes. And so we live in a world that's connected and uses electronics. We just have to find a healthier way to use these electronics on a day-to-day basis. I'm Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, a building biology practitioner, certified home inspector, and a healthy home expert, and I am here with this week's video to talk about reducing EMF exposure in our bedrooms. So one of the biggest reasons that I actually started paying attention to electromagnetic fields in my home was that there was a direct correlation between this toxin and how I was being exposed and the health and wellness of my body, both immediate and in the future. First risk is an increased risk of cancer. So numerous studies have explored the association between EMFs and childhood cancers such as leukemia. Though more research is being done to provide more solid evidence, it appears that there is some association between higher EMF exposure and childhood leukemia. Brain cancer was also studied on a much larger scale, actually, and while typically this link is often between RF, which is from cell phone use, there has been an association found between high use of electronics and cell phones to a slightly increased risk of developing brain cancer. Another risk is oxidative stress on your tissue. So there was a published study in the National Library of Medicine that linked damage to your DNA and changes to the activity of a cell membrane and oxidative damage to blood vessels to exposure from EMFs in your home. This can eventually lead to various diseases, including sleep disorders, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and even strokes. An increased risk of tumors was also linked to EMFs. So there was a 2015 study that concluded that the energy from mobile phones and other electronics near the head is absorbed by the body and can in turn increase the risk of developing tumors in the head and neck area. There's also an impact on the endocrine system as well as your cardiovascular system. The Institute for Functional Medicine suggested there's this possible link between EMF exposure and endocrine disruption, which can impact your hormone levels. So once hormone levels are impacted, it can lead to even broader health implications. Studies have examined potential cardiovascular impacts as well, such as heart rate variability, which can increase cardiovascular stress in high EMF exposure scenarios. Finally, neurological and cognitive effects were also studied. So the European Union reported that EMF exposure, particularly at night, can influence sleep patterns, and this can then impact REM sleep cycles and can cause long-term effects on cognition and brain function due to this massive disruption of sleep. Hey, I wanted to share something with you really quick. One of the biggest complaints I hear all the time is that it's really challenging to know where to start when it comes to reducing toxins in your space. You want to start with what is going to have the most impact on your health and wellness, but where is that? The second complaint I hear is that there's just so much information out there, and so much of this information is actually opinion-based and not even supported by facts. This is exactly why I created my free ebook, and I would love for you to get your hands on a copy. You can just head to this link, Healthy House on the Block /ebook, to download your own copy. It is step by step the order of things that you need to do to get your house started, to start getting toxins out of your space, because nobody wants to live in a space where your body feels burdened, fatigued, and sick. No, we want to support it with our home, and this is exactly how you do it. So as a building biology practitioner, I like to focus on high impact areas, especially when it comes to EMFs or electromagnetic radiation. radiation. And this means we are going to focus on bedrooms and sleeping areas first and foremost. And this reason that we primarily put the focus in your bedroom for EMFs is for a number of reasons. So first, when we look at a pie chart of where you're spending the most amount of time over a 24-hour period, your bedroom makes up the largest part of the pie. So in other words, compared to any other place, you likely spend the most amount of time in your bedroom. This means whatever toxins are in your bedroom are being exposed to you for that same amount of time. Bedrooms can be a place that can very quickly impact the body either positively or negatively due to the amount of time that we spend there. The second reason that your bedroom is one of the best places to focus on when it comes to reducing EMF exposure is that it can actually improve your sleep. And we know that sleep is one of the most crucial pieces of the puzzle when it comes to our overall health and wellness. Without this adequate quality sleep, our body's other systems can't function at their best. Without good sleep, our body won't be able to heal or to stay healthy. And we know that sleep is incredibly important to the overall health and wellness of our body. And finally, at night is when our bodies work hard to heal from the day. We naturally detox and the brain repairs itself from the day. So sleep actually helps our brain and body flush out many of the toxins that we come in contact with during the day. Now, without a low toxin environment while we sleep, our body isn't able to fully detoxify, and instead, it just keeps coming in contact with more toxins until we suffer the effects of body burden. So as promised, I have 5 major steps that you can take in your bedroom today. They're all very simple, and you can set yourself up for a low EMF or even EMF-free sleeping area in your own home. Step 1, remove what you can. Any electronics you can remove from your bedroom will drastically benefit your health and wellness. The best policy with any electronic that has any sort of connection to Wi-Fi is to remove it altogether. Take inventory of your space and see what items you can remove from your room completely, whether it's connected to Wi-Fi or not. Now, when it comes to a phone that you use for an alarm clock or you need available while you sleep, you could consider moving it to an adjoining bathroom or a hallway to give your body some space from this EMF producing electronic. Step 2 is to move items as far away from your bed as possible. So whatever you weren't able to remove from your room completely should be moved as far away from your bed as possible. Generally, EMFs drop off quite quickly from devices and from electronic items. So for example, we prefer to use our Medify air purifier in all of our bedrooms at night. And when I tested the EMFs produced, they were high right next to the purifier, but as soon as I was about 2 feet away, the EMFs weren't even registering. So keeping this in mind, try to keep a 4 to 6 foot radius around your bed, especially focusing on where your head is, clear of any electronics. Step 3, turn off your Wi-Fi at night. So I was recently with a client where we tested her bedroom with the Wi-Fi on and then again with the Wi-Fi off. The changes in EMF and RF frequencies drastically reduced with the Wi-Fi turned off. And chances are you won't even need your Wi-Fi on at night while you're sleeping. So this is a great way to promote healthy sleep throughout your entire home. And often it's something that you can actually control right from your phone. So it's very simple. Step 4, use battery operated items instead. So battery operated clocks and lamps are great alternatives to corded EMF producing counterparts. Because they don't plug in or have constant electricity, they don't give off electromagnetic radiation. I've even seen tutorials online where you can turn a corded lamp into a battery operated lamp if you're really attached to the lamps you have in your room. Another alternative is to use a rechargeable book light. You want to make sure that you get one that's a soft yellow hue so that it doesn't introduce blue light into your bedroom in the evening, but this is a great way to read at night without EMFs. Now, step 5 is optional if you have this ability. You can utilize switch controlled outlets. So if your bedroom has outlets that are operated by light switches, this is a great tool to utilize for your sleeping space. It'll turn off all power to a particular outlet, and so whatever is in that outlet, such as a lamp, won't be able to give off any EMFs while you're sleeping. Now, not all homes have these, so this is just an option in case you do have these types of outlets in your bedroom. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am so grateful you are here. If this video was helpful at all, go ahead and give it a like, and be sure to subscribe to my channel because I am here every single week with new ideas and new tips on creating a healthier space that truly supports your health and your wellness.